Welcome to Timeless Tales, where we journey through history to uncover the stories of remarkable individuals who have shaped the world we live today. In this episode, we delve into the life and legacy of one of America's most iconic figures, Abraham Lincoln. In the rolling hills of Kentucky, a child named Abraham Lincoln was born into humble surroundings. His early years were marked by hardship and loss, yet a man whose name would become synonymous with freedom and equality emerged from those trials. Born into a world divided by slavery, Lincoln would rise to become the 16th President of the United States, leading the nation through its most tumultuous period. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, in a one-room log cabin on the Sinking Spring Farm in Hardin County, Kentucky, now part of LaRue County. He was the second child of Thomas Lincoln and Nancy Hanks Lincoln. His family lived on a humble frontier, and Lincoln spent his early years in poverty. When Lincoln was 7, his family moved to Indiana, settling in the wilderness near Little Pigeon Creek. Life on the frontier was harsh, and Lincoln's family faced numerous challenges, including the death of his mother when he was only 9 years old. His father remarried Sarah Bush Johnson, who encouraged Lincoln's education and significantly influenced his life. As a young man, Lincoln's thirst for knowledge drove him to teach himself the law, setting the stage for a remarkable political career. His eloquence and moral clarity captivated audiences, earning him respect and admiration wherever he went. But it was his unwavering commitment to justice that truly set him apart. Lincoln's early years were marked by hard labor and a series of jobs typical of frontier life. He helped his father clear the land, split rails, and farm. He also worked as a ferryman, a store clerk, and a rail splitter. These experiences instilled a strong work ethic and resourcefulness that would serve him well throughout his life. In 1830, Lincoln's family moved to Illinois, settling in Macon County. Now a young man, Abraham struck out of his own, working as a laborer and eventually becoming a co-owner of a general store in New Salem. During this time, he began his political career, serving in the Illinois state legislature and studying law in his spare time. Abraham Lincoln's path to leadership was driven by a combination of personal ambition and a deep-seated sense of justice and the turbulent social and political landscape of his time. Born into a humble family, Lincoln's early experiences with poverty and manual labor instilled in him a strong work ethic and a desire for self-improvement. His voracious appetite for reading and learning, coupled with his innate oratory skills, propelled him to the legal profession, where he honed his persuasive abilities. The intensified national debate over slavery and states' rights in the mid-19th century galvanized Lincoln's political aspirations. His moral opposition to slavery, rooted in a belief in equality and human dignity, compelled him to take a stand against the expansion of this institution. As the nation teetered on the brink of division, Lincoln's commitment to preserving the Union and his vision for a just society propelled him to seek higher office. Abraham Lincoln's political journey and life were characterized by numerous setbacks. His early political career began with a defeat when he lost the election for Illinois State Legislature in 1832. However, this initial failure did not deter Lincoln. Instead, it marked the start of his unwavering dedication to public service. Rather than being discouraged, Lincoln's loss strengthened his resolve and determination to serve his community and pursue a career in politics. In the realm of business, Lincoln faced significant challenges. He started a store in New Salem, Illinois in 1833, but the venture ultimately failed, largely due to the death of his partner, which left Lincoln unable to sustain the business on his own. This failure left him with substantial debt, which he worked diligently to repay over several years. This period of financial struggle highlighted Lincoln's integrity and responsibility as he took on various jobs to settle his obligations, earning him the nickname Honest Herb. Lincoln's ambition for national political office was met with repeated disappointment. In 1843, he lost his bid for a seat in Congress and again in 1848. These defeats were significant blows, but they did not dampen his political aspirations. The pursuit of a Senate seat also brought Lincoln's further setbacks. In 1855, he ran for the U.S. Senate but was unsuccessful. This defeat was particularly disheartening, as it was a key position that could have significantly advanced his political career. Nonetheless, Lincoln's resilience and belief in his political ideas drove him to continue his efforts in the political arena. In 1856, Lincoln sought national office as a candidate for Vice President of the United States, running on the Republican ticket. He lost this race, which was a notable disappointment in his career. However, this campaign elevated his national profile and demonstrated his potential as a leader within the burgeoning Republican Party. Lincoln's persistence in seeking a Senate seat was further tested in 1859, when he again ran for the U.S. Senate seat and lost. This loss, however, proved to be a turning point in his career. The debates he participated in during this campaign, particularly against Stephen A. Douglas, garnered him national attention and laid the groundwork for his successful presidential campaign in 1860. Despite these numerous setbacks, Lincoln's unyielding determination and silence eventually led to his election as the 16th President of the United States. In 1860, against all odds, Lincoln was elected president. His presidency would be defined by the Civil War, a conflict that threatened to tear the nation apart. Yet, even in the darkest of times, Lincoln remained steadfast in his belief that the Union must be preserved. The Emancipation Proclamation stands as one of Lincoln's most enduring legacies, a declaration that forever altered the course of American history. By proclaiming the freedom of all slaves in Confederate-held territory, Lincoln struck a decisive blow against the institution of slavery, paving the way for its eventual abolition. Abraham Lincoln encountered several significant setbacks throughout his life, both personally and in his political career. Some of the most notable ones include: his mother, Nancy Lincoln, died in 1809. His sister, Sarah, died in 1828. He failed in business in 1831. He was defeated in Illinois election in 1832. His fiancée, Anne Rutledge, died in 1835. He lost his bid for a seat in the U.S. Congress in 1843 and 1848. His father, Thomas Lincoln, died in 1851. He vied for a U.S. Senate seat and lost in 1855. He vied for vice president in 1856 and lost. He vied for the Senate seat again in 1858 and lost. However, despite all these defeats, he won the presidential election and became the 16th President of the United States. This is why he is often remembered for his famous quote, "You cannot fail unless you quit." Lincoln faced a series of defeats in his lifetime, but his vision extended far even beyond the battlefield. He understood that true reconciliation could only come through forgiveness and compassion. In his second inaugural address, he famously called for malice toward none, with charity for all, setting a tone of healing and reconciliation for a nation torn apart by war. Tragically, Lincoln did not live to see the realization of his dream. On April 14, 1865, just days after the end of the Civil War, he was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth while attending a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. His death sent shockwaves around the world, leaving a nation in mourning. Yet, Lincoln's legacy endures. His words and deeds continue to inspire generations of Americans, reminding us of the power of leadership, courage, and compassion in the face of adversity. From his humble beginnings to his untimely death, Abraham Lincoln's life is a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. Today, Lincoln's legacy is enshrined in monuments and memorials across the country, a constant reminder of the ideals for which he fought. But perhaps his greatest monument in the nation itself, united and free, thanks in no small part to the sacrifices of one remarkable man. As we reflect on Lincoln's life and legacy, let us recommit ourselves to the principles for which he stood: equality, justice, and freedom for all. In doing so, we honor not only the memory of Abraham Lincoln but the enduring promise of America itself. Thank you for watching.